What is up, Internet Land? Zachimus Prime, aka Zachimus Prime, here with another Transformers third-party Legends review, or as I like to call them, mini masterpieces. Wow, that is not in frame, is it? I thought I had it all framed up, but no, I don't. But anyhow, this is the Newage Ymir. This is their take. This is the Newage's take on a Grimlock. So they made about, I don't know, 50 versions of this guy, each of them different from the previous one. This is the cartoon aesthetic one. I think this is probably turning out to be the most popular version. And it really looks really good. I've got this on loan from a friend of mine. I actually haven't picked one of these up yet. I'm kind of thinking that I want to go with the toy aesthetic, but it would, it would sculpt-wise be exactly the same as this, just a different, color and whatnot. But yeah, it is just a gorgeous figure. Newage. Kicking it out of the park. Apparently, when it came out, people complained about like all the stuff on the inside of the leg. Oh, you can see all the parts. Well, yeah, okay. Apparently, they're coming out with a panel to cover that up. That's going to be included in the next Dinobot that gets released, and they would be the next Dinobot that gets released in the set of Dinobots. So this is the cartoon aesthetic. The next cartoon aesthetic Dinobot will have the panels for this guy. Whereas if you got the toy aesthetic one, then the next toy aesthetic Dinobot would have the ones for this one. It makes me wonder what they're going to do with the G2 Grimlock. I guess the next G2 Dinobot would come with the leg panels for that one. Wow. I guess you'd only need one iteration, because then all the ones in the future are going to have something to cover up the legs. I guess. I don't think it's an issue. I have been dealing with, robots that have got kibbly bits for, all of my life. I'm not going to be butthurt about seeing a little bit of the engineering. Especially since any of you who have been on my channel for a while know that I really love engineering. And so I like to sneak behind the curtain a little bit, see how it's done. There's some really good sculpt work on here. Nobody ever looks at the underside of Grimlock's chin, but look at that. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. That's really cool. Little details like that always make me happy. But anyhow, so cartoon aesthetic Grimlock. He comes with accessories. He comes with his double blaster thingamajig, which he can hold in his fist right here like so. He also comes with a flamey sword of flaminess. Now, one of the things that does kind of bum me about this set is that if you get the toy version, he does not... maybe it goes the other way. No, there's interference either way. If you get the toy version, he comes with an actual sword, with a blade, not with a flame, but he doesn't come with a proper rifle. So you kind of have to get both of them to get what I think many people consider to be the official loadout. If you remember the Masterpiece Grimlock, that one had the official loadout, the double-barreled blaster and the sword. This one comes with one, and I can let them get away with that, It looks very nice. But anyhow, he also comes with an optional set of hands. You just pop this out. It's on a peg. Now when he's doing his sword flamey bit, you can have an open hand for just doing the expressive stuff, And he comes with a fish, because I think he's a Christian. I don't know, but we'll get to that more in his alt mode. Let's talk about his posability just a little bit. By the way, it kind of blows my mind that, like, well, there's like these bits that are transparent here and on the neck. There's sculpting underneath that, and you don't even get to see it in this mode because it's all covered up. It's a little bit of a bummer. Anyhow, so let's get into this articulation starting from the head. His head is on a ball joint. He will look up all the way, look down a little bit of side-to-side wiggle, rotation, just fine. His arm will go as far around as his little shoulder wings will allow, which is more than enough. His arms go out for more than a full tree pose. He's got a bicep swivel right here above the elbow. Single joint bend for over 90 degrees, so that's nice. I bet you it even goes a little bit further if his claw isn't in the way. Hands are on a peg, so that works as a swivel. He's got an ab crunch. And get them crunches in. Waist joint here. Leg goes forwards that much. Goes backwards that much. Goes out for the full Van Damme. He's got a cut thigh swivel there. Single joint, double joint. Double joint, actually. But not much double joint. A little over 90 degrees. Maybe it is just 90. We'll give him 90. And he's got a toe tilt as much as you need. And you can get a little bit of toe bend out of that. If you don't mind, I mean, it's a foot bend. That works. For his little arms in the back, you can move them around, swivel them and whatnot. They just kind of hang out. The wings don't really flex a whole lot. You just get them out of the way and then they stay there. But yeah, just really sharp looking figure. The gold has got, it's not, sorry, I say gold, it's yellow. The yellow has got a little bit of a pearlescent sheen to it. It's not metallic, it's pearlescent. And there's a defined difference between those. Die cast on these toes here and these toes here. So die cast on all of his toes, all 8 of them. Red plastic, gray plastic, light gray plastic, though I want to say that this is painted on the outside at least. Like it's gray but also painted gray. So little painted bits here on the legs, but really good looking, really sharp looking sculpt. To get him transformed up, what you want to do is we are going to start at the top and work our way down. So the first thing you want to do is you want to put your finger right here on his dick plate and push. Till it snaps. Then you want to take his arms and pull on the shoulders here to bring those all the way out. And then this chest part, let's bring the head back just a little bit. The chest part will actually slide down if it'll let me. Maybe I need to pull on this. Perhaps that did the trick. But anyhow, we can bring this all the way down and then bring these down and snap them back in the lower section. Now, this is now going to work like a double joint. It's going to come up. And this is going to come in and it's going to snap in right like so. And the head is going to come down and tuck in inside that as well. Just like that. And then we're going to close it all up. And that'll leave you a gap like this on the back. For the feet, what you want to do is you want to open up the arm. Rotate this 180 degrees. Rotate this 90 degrees on this little hinge here. And then close the legs back up. that makes them from being like pillar-shaped arms to like these trapezoid-shaped arms. It is such a clever bit of transformation. I love that so much. Rotate that, fold that, chunk it back down into place. For the legs, what you want to do is bring this part down, bring that part out. The tail is going to come up, and then the leg is going to fold in like so. And then this whole section is going to swap around 180 degrees. And you're going to pull the tail out like so. And then this will just kind of fit into place and tab in right there. But, well, I mean, we're not really tabbing it in yet because it's got to tab into the other side, which we'll do right meow. Open that up, bring this out, bring that out, rotate this whole thing around, whichever way makes you feel happy. And then we do got to pull out the little tail tip here, like so. And then we just bring this in. Peg, peg, peg. Peg the tail in together. Get his arms in a semi-reasonable looking pose, and there we go. We've got Grimlock in his dino mode. And I mean, that's a good looking Grimlock. It looks just like he did in the show. Granted, it is a toy aesthetic Grimlock, so of course, or the cartoon aesthetic Grimlock, so it shouldn't be surprising that he's got the cartoon aesthetic. You can stand him up on his feet like so, or you can rest him down on his tail like so, whichever works for you. In terms of articulation, his arm will move like so, and it's got a hinge here, and a hinge here, and then a little ball joint here. That will also allow for some rotation on that. His mouth does open. And I'm pretty certain that you can take this little flame of the sword here and stick it on him so he can be breathing fire. And that's cool. Head looks up and down, rotation here at the neck, nothing at the body. The legs are basically the same posability as the arms, so they'll go all the way around, they'll go out. You've got a swivel here, you have a bend here, which is kind of the other direction, but it's really not, I don't know. It would have been nice if there was a double joint there that I could go both ways. I don't know if they're supposed to be in for Dino Mode or out for Dino Mode, but those definitely slide into themselves. Nothing down here in the lower body. You can move the tail back and forth. In terms of little gimmick things, if you crack open his skull right here, you can turn this little section in here all the way around. And now he's got red eyes. But I think in the show his eyes were blue to match the robot mode eyes. And he doesn't have color changing gimmicks for both modes like the Takara version. So you can store his gun on his back if that's what you need to do. And he can also open his mouth and hold in his mouth like a fish. But you know, let's be honest, with the size of a Dinobot, This has got to be like the world's biggest, like, prize-winning tuna of all time. Like, that is just a giant hunking fish. And doesn't stand there super well. Like, you can squeeze it down, but I'd be worried about damaging the paint. Well, actually, I'm not sure if this is painted. I'm not convinced it's painted. I am fairly convinced that his teeth are painted. But that's pretty much it for the Newage Grimlock. He really looks sharp. I'm super interested, and I'd love to see what Newage does with all of the Dinobots. Because Dinobots have been sorely missing from my Legends collection. But anyhow, thanks everybody for watching. You guys are fantastic. Everybody stay awesome and be good to each other. See ya.